Hey there, I'm Sophie Stardraw, and today I just wanted to talk how I felt sometime after giving birth. So, yeah, here we go. It's been a while since I haven't updated any videos here. However, that's because I've been hella busy. Currently, I am working my daytime job, which often involves not having a lot of time to do anything else. On top of that, I'm also often taking care of my son. If you hear him in the background, it's because he's with me. I try to record whenever he's being attended by someone else, but right now I am taking care of him. So, how has life changed after my little sunshine has been born? Well, a lot of things have changed. Specifically, things surrounding my time management. Actually, I've been wanting to make a video in Sophie Stardrop about time management as a game director and some shortcuts you have to take in order to make your project advance forward. Now, a lot of those things are things that my son taught me. How to manage my own time, because I absolutely adore having time with my son, but I also have to work. Luckily, I have the ability to work from home, which is already a privilege. However, even that work from home distracts me from, just spending time with my son. I have a lot of dreams, I have a lot of things I want to achieve, and those dreams and things I want to achieve need my time. But my son also needs my time, my family also needs my time. So I've been needing to learn how to manage my time better. It's been difficult, admittedly, because I have a problem with being a workaholic. I feel like I always have to work, almost like if I have to justify my own existence through working, like being useful with my time. However, when you have a baby, your priorities change a little. And as a mother, you need to learn what's really valuable to you. What is your goal? What do you want to achieve at the end of the day? There's nothing I really value more than time. Time is the one thing we cannot take back. In fact, I don't know if this counts as a political position, but I believe the fact that we have to measure time through money to be an insult to life itself. I don't like the concept of money. I believe it is evil by nature because we are adding a finite number to something so invaluable as time. That's what I personally believe, but at the same time, I believe it's a necessary evil because I don't know how else we could attempt to make people use their valuable time into something they don't like for the benefit of others. For example, I am fairly certain janitors do not like to clean and work cleaning wastes of the floor, dog poop or stuff like that, but they still have to do it. So places like, for example, malls, those places need to be clean in order to avoid infections. People don't want to do it, that's why they're getting paid to do it. Therefore, money by itself is an evil concept, however, it's a necessary evil concept. I don't know if that's like a political position, but that's what I personally believe. And I don't know, I consider time to be the most valuable thing. And as a mom, you have to balance how much time you spent working versus achieving your own thing. Because I never liked this concept that mothers need to stop being people after they give birth. They have to give their whole lives to their families. Now, I am happy being with my family. Okay, just want to let that be clear. I am happy having my son. I am happy spending time with my husband. I absolutely love them both. However, I am not going to stop being my own person just because I gave birth. And in fact, I've always had this notion that I want to achieve things that my son will be proud of me. Even if my husband already tells me that he's very proud of me every day for just moving forward, which, is very sweet. I absolutely love him. But yeah, I just want to do my own thing, and I don't want to lose myself. And so far I haven't done it. If anything, I've changed a little, but deep down I'm still me, which is good. I'll change a little in the fact that even now I feel a little bit more confident talking. In fact, my own husband has told me that multiple times that people have been seeing me more confident and they've been treating me better. I did notice that people were treating me better, like physically, but I thought that it was just because, I'm a new mom, that's kind of cute, she's a little baby. But apparently, this is a shared opinion. I looked more confident, I feel like an empowered woman just because I have to make myself be respected because I need to protect my child. I guess it's one of those things that changes you after giving birth. Because I was already a mom before doing that. Like, I was already taking care of my son while he was with me by, not drinking or not smoking or not doing anything physically that could put him in danger outside of maybe walking and maybe crunching too much. Because, I'm a workaholic. I'm unable to stay still even when people told me to. I worked until the very last minute till I actually had to give birth. By the way, how was the giving birth experience? Not very great. However, that was because I actually wanted to go through the natural process, just giving birth the natural way. However, my little sunshine here didn't want to be born. I guess he just felt too cold. The hospital is kinda cold. So he had to be born through a C-section. Now, the C-section itself is a little bit traumatic. I wished I had investigated it a little bit more until, I didn't know much about the C-section process before it happened. So, I don't know. I wish I had informed myself a little better. They tie you up to a kind of hospital bed, and they tie your arms so you're kind of in a starfish position. And then they open your stomach. It's kind of graphical. If you want to look it up, you can look it up on YouTube. But personally, it did feel very intrusive. I just felt my organs being moved around. It is very traumatic, and apparently I am not the only woman who says this, that a C-section is kind of traumatic. You feel like your entire body has been looked upon and intruded by the doctors. It's something that needed to happen, but even then you feel like that the privacy of your organs has been exposed, and that's not a pretty feeling to have. The first month, at the very least, even the second month, has been a little bit complicated for me on the emotional sense. Outside of the operation, giving birth does make your hormones go crazy, but afterwards you kind of accept it. And well, if the result is just this precious little baby, then it's manageable. Besides, it's not like it's been the worst thing I've been through. But definitely, it was intrusive. I was not really prepared for that. But whatever. If I have another child, at the very least, I'm going to know what the process is like. In case you don't know, after a C-section, it takes some time before your body goes back to normal and it fully heals. To my understanding, it takes about 5 years to truly recover. However, if I get pregnant before that time, I'm going to have a mandatory C-section. So at the very least, I know what the process feels like. So, even then, I think I'm going to, take a very long rest before I have another baby. Not like I don't want to have another one, but after that, I think I need some time to rest. Nowadays, I have my precious little boy, and he's absolutely perfect. Even though I kind of feel like my time is restricted, I guess you could say. I had to take care of him a lot of the time. Mostly because he eats a lot. He really, really likes to eat, which is a good sign. He's healthy. Whenever he doesn't need to eat, sometimes I take care of him because I absolutely love him and I want to spend time with him. However, my husband does actually help me a lot when it comes to taking care of the baby. When I'm too tired, he changes the diapers. He plays with him. He gets the burps and the farts out. So, yeah, he helps a lot. I've come to realize that a lot of women who supposedly live in these traditional marriages where the husband goes to work and the wife does the housing and takes care of the kids is actually just another way of single parenting. And I think realizing that kind of opened my eyes a lot to the reality of other women both in the past and in the present. A lot of women right now are essentially just single parenting. Because they're left alone while taking care of a baby no one teaches you how to take care of. You cannot rest since you have no one to leave the baby with. And if you get desperate, you kind of have to figure it out on your own. Luckily, I am not going through that, or at the very least, I didn't do it much. There were a couple of days where my husband had to go to work physically. And those days, it was a little bit difficult. Luckily, the baby did sleep a lot. However, even when he's around at the time, I panic and I don't know what to do. He covers for me in those moments, but I kind of realized that if he wasn't here, a lot of things would be a lot difficult for me. My motherhood has been, in that sense, at the very least, privileged because I have a husband who works mostly from the house, so he can actually help me a lot around when it comes to cleaning the house and taking care of the baby, which is something that has helped me, at the very least, mentally and physically a lot, so I could sleep well and recover. On top of that, my baby doesn't really have any severe complications. He's not sick, he was born healthy, and I don't know, he's just precious. I love him. But yeah, that's just something I've been thinking about, and maybe I think I should make a video about the single parenting that no one talks about, which is how difficult it is for married women to raise a child essentially alone when the husband has to go to work. That's just a video idea I've been thinking about. I've also been thinking about making a video about public healthcare. Mostly to teach the positives and negatives of public healthcare to my American audience, since I know you guys don't have public healthcare. So I don't know, just a cultural different thing we have, and I think that would be an interesting video idea for you guys to learn about, a little bit of how things work around here, and I don't know, maybe how things could work in your country if public healthcare ever became a thing. I know that with the current government that's not very likely. However, I just wanted to inform you so you guys would know, essentially. So yeah, I think that's about it for now. Thank you so much for watching. My sweet little baby here is eating right now. If you hear him in the background, it's because he's with me. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.